Here comes Topic Drop with Michaela, Alexis from Pinch of Alexis, Katrina, and Janet.
Are you ready for some good advice? Let's drop that topic.
What tips have helped you the most in life?
One of my best tips is to develop a love for learning. I think that's important. This is because generally, many people that don't like learning won't put in the effort and time to research information that is needed for life. My second tips in life, which is taking the initiative to do research. I just want to say, don't give up if you don't know something. Do that extra work and teach your kids to do the same. It's important to do that.
Something that I always tell my son, he's getting up there. He's about 10 now. So, I've been telling him more so to, make sure, especially with all of the misinformation online and everything and all this crazy stuff, that to just make sure that you never take anything at face value, even if it's with somebody that you trust. So even if it's something that I tell him to never take what I say even at face value. You can take it as a springboard, and especially if you trust somebody, you can take what they say is like a starting place, but always make sure that you kind of do your own research, look into it yourself, and make sure that you're looking at primary sources versus secondary or tertiary or whatever. I've really been impressing that upon him. The internet, it was a wild and crazy place when I was growing up, but it's so different now. Because there's so much more just generated and synthetic nonsense. It's really, really important to be able to think and to hear something and not immediately take that as truth, and to have the skills to be able to hey, let me go look into this more and actually determine and make my own decision and not just follow my mom's or my sister's or my best friend's their opinion just because I care about them. I've really been impressing upon him, make sure you always formulate your own opinion, and make sure that you can back up whatever your opinions are with fact. Don't just say, oh, this, just to repeat something and not know why you're saying that. Be able to back it up with evidence. So that's a tip, I guess, that I always tell my kids. So yeah, basically understand what you believe. Don't believe things just because the people you care about believe them. And if you are going to be verbal and say, hey, I believe X, be able to follow it up with, I believe X because of Y and Z.
I've always, you know how you read these sayings and they generate with you and you kind of, revolve your life around some. And for me is the one that the tragedy of life is not death itself, but it's what dies inside of you while you live. And so if you have a dream, you should live it. You shouldn't keep putting it off. If you have a passion, you shouldn't let the cares of daily life take you down so much that you cannot achieve what you believe you may have been put here for, and see how far you can take that dream. And that's one reason why I'm starting the way to a balanced life, because we do have to balance our life with our dreams and our passions to feel fulfilled, because there's certain things we must do. You must, have some kind of income in order to have a home. in order to be able to feed your children. And you have to be able to care for your children and take them places and allow them to have experiences. So you get pulled in all these different directions. And then especially if you have pets or if you have a farm, then you have other responsibilities, and you have the upkeep and care of your home that you have to fit into your schedule. And at the end of the day, you're like, man, if you don't treat your dream like it's a doctor's appointment, a critical doctor's appointment that you can't miss, you're not going to live what you believe you've been intended, the life you've been intended to live. For me, my day actually begins in the evening, and I make that list. I make that task list of things that I know that's coming up.
I actually agree with you there, because I've noticed, I don't know if you guys have noticed that, like, you have a lot of stuff to do tomorrow, but if you go over what you need to do again at the evening, it can cause you to sleep better. It really can.
It does. That helps me too. Yeah. So that's a good point. Yeah.
It's very true, because I'll tell you, if I don't write it down, I lay there in bed and the wheel is just going.
That's
and I'm like,
with me.
I have no definite plan. And things change from day to day. And you cannot allow other things or other people to totally hijack your day. I like to help people out a lot. So when people call, I try to always make things work, fit it into the schedule. But I am realizing my age. And if I'm going to do what I believe God has placed me here on this planet to do, and I keep putting everybody else and everything else in the place of that, I'm going to come to the end of my life, and I'm going to feel like when I'm gone, what I have done and created with my time here dies with me. And I don't want that to happen. And so I've been coming up with these systems in order to avoid that. And this has been, for me, the same thing for years on end. God first. I have to put God first, because if God is the glue that holds me and my family together. Without God in my life, I am not able to be fully me. And so
I think you bring up a good point there. Like, make sure you live what's important to you. Like, for you, God is very important, and so you make sure that your life centers around that, and it makes you more able to take care of other things in your life because you've already filled your cup with what's important to you. I remember you and my dad would always tell me growing up, like, you can do anything you put your mind to. And
you do.
But it's like, but I mean, I've lived my life by that, like, it was very important and it was very good. It was given me at a formative time. And I really do. I pass that on to my kids too. My 9-year-old, Henry, he's always repeating that back to me, kind of sarcastic, but I know, like, the older he gets, the more it's going to resonate with him. Because you can do anything that you put your mind to. And it's important that you place the things that make you happy, that make you feel fulfilled at the top of that list, because we've got a lot of things we have to take care of in life. Life can get really overwhelming and everything. But if you make sure that you put your mind to it, hey, these things are important to me, then you'll be able to succeed in those. And even though there's all of this stuff going on and you're overwhelmed, you're going to feel better about it because you're fulfilling yourself as well. I never would have moved abroad if I didn't put my mind to it. I had dropped out of college. My car got repoed. Like, I was so broke it wasn't even funny. I was paying my electric bill one month, my gas bill the next, just so nothing would get shut off. Like, I mean, it was bad. But, ultimately I put my mind to it and I was able to move abroad, which was just a crazy thing. But it was important to me. I wanted to move my kids abroad. I wanted to give them this opportunity that I really would have appreciated. And so I wanted to pass that on to them. And I did it. I don't know how I did it, because I look back and I'm like, that was a lot. But ultimately it was it was important to me. I put my mind to it, and I made that my priority. And it made me happy doing it, even though it was really hard. So I feel like that's the same thing with you, Mom. Like if you don't get your prayer and your scripture reading and everything, and then you are just you're just sadder, and it's you do worse in every other aspect of your life because you're not fulfilled. You're not fulfilling what's important to you. So I feel like that's really important, tips-wise, is no matter how overwhelming and busy everything gets, fill your own cup first. Do what's important to you. Because otherwise, everything is just going to seem worse. You're going to not be able to take care of it.
I should mention this because as you were talking, and it reminded me of your dad. And he told me when we started having children, he said, I'm going to tell you the best thing for anybody. If you can teach them to read, they will be able to do anything. And so it was my goal to create a love of learning, of reading. And all of you learned to read at 3 years old. You could read the Holy Bible at 3 years old. You're all very good readers.
I see, bringing in what's important to you in there. You made sure we could read the #1 book.
Yeah. Matter of fact, at times, because I was not... I was raised on sight words. I grew up in the era of the sight words, which was crazy. But you all learned phonetically how to read things. So I would actually go to you and say, what is this word? Because there's some weird words in the Bible. How do you pronounce this? Because you guys learned all of the tricks. Because English is not an easy language to learn. Good thing
English is garbage. The writing system is terrible. I feel like, especially with my kids living here, they have a harder time almost reading English. Well, Henry, I've got my one kid, he can read. He has almost a harder time reading English, or he did when he was learning, versus Swedish. Because he learned Swedish first, and Swedish is very... what you see is what you say. Exactly.
Yeah.
Each letter has an exact sound that it says. We have additional vowels that are written with different diacritics. And so A doesn't say A or A. We have A, which has a sound, and then we've got O and E, which are two different A's with diacritics, and those make different vowel sounds. And because he saw that first, he looked at English and he's like, what the heck? Where are the letters? This is not the right sound for this letter. But, learning English, I feel like you really have to there's all of these 10,000 special cases that you have to learn.
Yeah.
Whereas Swedish has them, but there's a handful. I can count them off on one hand.
Like the one with that makes the SK sound, like Schlinka.
Yeah, if there's SK, J or something, it's
Yeah, because there was a
few
of them where it was just what?
It's one of 3 or 4 big writing things that you have to learn for Swedish. Whereas in English, we have I before E except after C, except for every time I can't remember how to spell a word and I have to say that rule, it's one of the exceptions. I've never had trouble spelling a rule.
The only one that I found that has that is receive. The only other
and I'm like this. I was like, why do we even have that rule? There's nothing that follows that rule. English is really difficult, It's you just did an amazing job with teaching us to read because it's over my head. I don't know. And my daughter, she loves words. She'll sit there full of and look at chapter books with just words in them. She's only 2, so she can't read.
She's a different.
She loves looking at the words and the letter. And I'm like, Mom, can you come visit for a few months and teach her to read? Because I'm like, I can't do it. But it is super important.
I'll be there.
I read
I've considered that.
So I read I read mad papers and articles all the time, but I still manage to read, 100, 150 books a year because I love reading, and you instilled that love of reading in me. And part of that is this love of learning, and I'm never afraid to hear something and go read more to learn more about it and formulate my own
because
on it, which is really important.
Yeah, because reading's not enough. You have to develop that love for learning.
Yeah.
Making something exciting or using what you like in order to teach the person to learn to like it, because it's hard to teach them, but you have to have that love for learning. Because I notice a lot of people that we would say are kind of ignorant in society, it's because they don't like to learn.
Yeah,
they've had school trauma or something.
And I feel like a lot of that is tied into trouble reading, because when you can read, I mean, you can learn about just about anything through reading. But what is it? The majority of the United States has less than a 6th grade reading level, so it's not that they can't read; it's that they struggle to comprehend what they're reading. And if you can't comprehend what you're reading, that sucks. I mean, I run into that with other languages. I formally studied 8, 9 languages. So sorry.
It's all good. Alexis, do you have any good tips that have helped you the most in life, since you're being so quiet?
Oh, my dear, I'm just taking in all this wonderful knowledge that's being shared. So don't mind me. I'm still trying to figure out something.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. We're waiting on your systems, Mom. We're waiting on you to give us those systems, because I'm sure Alexis, like myself, we're so overwhelmed with the daily, like the dishes and the cleaning alone. I think I spent 3 hours washing dishes yesterday. I kid you not. How are you supposed to? And that's not even the cooking.
Talk about it, girl. Talk about it.
So it's like, and that's not washing the house. That's literally dishes and cooking. That's not mopping, cleaning the bathrooms. So
that's not washing the clothes. That's not helping with homework. That's not trying to get the house organized. That's just dishes and cooking. I got you. I got you.
So I'm sure Alexis and I are really excited for the book that you're writing, Janet. Particularly with the systems. I need the systems.
I feel like, I mean, it's easy to get overwhelmed with all that stuff, but I feel like if both of you, because I know both of you, if you guys prioritize some stuff that made you happy and made you feel good, gave you some fulfillment, I feel like the other things would be like a little bit easier. It seems like more stuff, and that's exhausting, but when you feel more fulfilled, the other things makes it easier. Like, just squish it in there somewhere. It's going to feel clunky at first, but feel better.
Because I was there with you before, and you really are very busy, Michaela. You just literally, we were walking around doing stuff till the end of the day, like almost past dinner time. I don't know how you manage to do everything. I really don't. I don't know how you manage to do 2 jobs, and it's. And the kids,
my schedule's more open than it was. When I found out I was pregnant with Henry, and I was like, oh shoot, I want to move abroad, but I had dropped out of college. I was like, I gotta go back to college. I was working full time and going to college full time, and I was the only one taking care of any kid duties. So I was doing all daycare drop-offs, pickups, diapers, everything.
Yeah.
100% of the time. I don't know how I was doing that, but I knew I had my goal in mind. Like, this is what's important to me. And so even though when it got really, really hard and it was annoying because I couldn't pay my bills, and I was like, what is even the point of this? I had my singular goal that was that was my core importance that I could look at, and it made everything feel a little bit better because I was because I know if I just do this, I'm gonna reach my goal. And the same thing now. I mean, even here, I'm working 2 jobs and I still do 90% of the childcare stuff. And it's annoying, and I have to miss out on work events and stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm like, hey, we made it here. This is my goal. My new goal is to get us our citizenship, so then my kids never have to worry about having to leave. So I have that, and I can look at that, and I can be like, okay, this is a lot, but we're still working towards this goal. And it makes everything feel a little bit more less overwhelming, because it does get overwhelming.
Yeah, are you sleep deprived? Are you just staying up late to get stuff done? Because honestly, I don't know how you do it. Literally, you are on the go from the moment you get up to 6, 7 p.m. And
I'm probably a little sleep deprived, but
hey, Michaela, I salute you. Okay.
Hey. I tell you what, it's. When I lose sight of the goal and why I'm doing this, I'm not gonna lie, I get down really depressed sometimes, and I'm and I get really exhausted and overwhelmed, and I'm like, why am I even working myself like this? This is awful. I don't have any family here to help with the kids. I'm like, why am I doing this? and I do, and sometimes I have some really low times, but then once I can like recenter myself on, hey, like I'm doing this because this is my main goal, this is what is the most important to me, and it makes it will make me very happy when this happens. And once I can focus on that and I decide this is still the thing that I want the most, it makes everything feel a little bit better. So even though I'm running around crazy all the time, it makes it feel easier, because it fulfills me knowing that I'm working towards this goal that for me is the single most important thing that I could give my kids.
So
and it
finding
makes
a goal,
more attainable. Yeah. So like having
finding
that goal,
and following that goal, that life goal.
And not like, I mean, so small goals are important too, you know, like I do little goals, like, hey, make sure I drink so much water a day, or I'm trying to like, right now I'm trying to squeeze in working out. Which I was like, how am I going to squeeze working out into my schedule? I don't know. And so now I'm cutting into my lunch break, which is a trade-off for healthiness. But, you know, I wanted to do it. I wanted to see if it helped, and it did. But I think it's mostly helping because it's something that I'm putting my mind to. Because if it's a day where I'm like, I don't feel like working out, and I try to go work out, it just makes my whole day harder. So I've started, like, if I don't feel like working out that day, I just stop. But if I do feel like working out that day and then I'm able to go do that during my lunch break, I feel everything is so much easier because I was able to do something that to me in that moment in time felt important. And then in the long scheme of things, I have this like long-term end goal that I'm working towards. But yeah, I mean, having goals and that you want to do, big or small, and working towards those makes everything feel easier, because the things that you're doing, the difficultness and the struggle, it's worth it to you in the end because you're working towards this goal that's important to you. I mean, who knows, you know, maybe I'll end up 50 and retire and like keel over because I'll be like, what do I do with all this free time? But for now, you know, mid-30s, and I've been doing this since I was 22. I mean, there are hard times, but as long as I have my goal I can work towards, you know, it makes everything feel so much more attainable. And I'm definitely happier when, even if I'm adding more stuff into the schedule, I'm still happier if it's stuff that I want to do. Because really, the missing out on stuff that's important to you is what makes everything feel so much worse and so much more overwhelming.
What are your best life tips? Leave your comments below.
I heard a commander. He was at I think he was a military person, and he was doing some ceremony if people were graduating, and he said something years ago that really resonated with me, and it has brought joy to my life. It really has. He said,
was this that bed making thing?
Yes. When you get up in the morning, you make your bed. And you know, it's so quick and easy. It's so much a part of me that, you know, it happens. It just takes a very short period of time. But when I go into my bedroom at night and I see that nicely made bed, I feel wonderful. I feel accomplished. Okay?
I have tips for that. I actually do have tips for that, but I was going to make it in a multi-series where, you know, like this is the tip that helps us most in life, which that's a good one, but I was going to break it up into like home tips that could actually help you.
That'd be good.
Yeah, but when we do that, I am going to record myself and what I do in the morning to make the bed. I have the easiest strategy ever. Literally like 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Here's the tip. You lay on top of your bed and you don't unmake it. That's what I did in high
school. Okay, you got me beat. You got me beat. 1 second.
I think this ties back into what's important to you, because she told me this tip too after I had my daughter, and I was like, yeah, but I don't care about that, and it didn't do anything. It was just added stress to me, so I stopped doing it. But again, that's never been something important to me, and I kind of thrive in an organized mess as is. So, but it really helps Mom, and I've noticed it's helped because I've told my friends too, and it's helped a lot of them. So I think it is a good tip.
Okay, I'm just going to tell you what it is, but when we do the series, I will show you.
Reiterate.
Okay, what you do is you buy the biggest, fluffiest duvet that there is. Only have one fluffy duvet. Super fluffy, luscious duvet. You have 2 normal pillows, only 2, like that you sleep on, like nice fluff. And you have 2 pretty pillows, okay? So you can put the pretty pillows off to the side. You sleep on the one. You have the big fluffy duvet. You get up, you're laying down, you get up, boop, boop, flip it over on its side because you need to air out your bed. It's already done. The fluffy duvet, if you want it all the way up or however you want it, it literally, I just set up and flip it because I like it to be in half to air out the bed because, the dust mites.
Yeah.
And then I just put fluffy pillows, karate chop, done. Karate chop.
It's funny. Funny you mentioned that because I started doing that like 3 months ago because I read something about you should air out your bed.
Yeah,
so
you should. Yeah.
And I got the fluffy comforters. Boy,
it hides everything.
Flip them back really quick, air it out for 30 minutes.
And there's no wrinkles.
Yeah, sometimes, I'll pull it back up. Sometimes it's just there. It's so easy.
Yeah, it's either or. Yeah, and the fluffier it is, it's even if you how some people they go like this to their bed with the thick fluffy duvet. There's not a whole bunch of flipping around and trying to get it even because there's no wrinkles. Yeah, it's just life is easy, and I do recommend feather pillows. Like, do not buy the polyester fill. If you for these type of pillows, buy it because then they will go flat at some point and you'll have to buy another pillow. So, okay, but we're getting off topic with household tips. I have tons of household tips. Tons. So
found something.
Oh,
never settle.
Never
settle.
Girl, yes.
Yes, child. Never, ever settle. I don't care what you're going through in your life. As Michaela said, you fight for what you want. You make your goals that you could achieve, suitable goals, and you do what makes you happy, and whatever your life goals are, whatever builds you up, whatever helps you to thrive in life, you do that, and never, ever settle. That's it.
Oh, I like that. I like that. You guys got all the good tips today. Yes, you do. It's uplifting to hear good tips.
I have several sayings that I put in my bedstand, and I look at it. I mean, this is an old calendar, old calendar, but I've written down some things that were important to me. So listen up. I'm going to go through the list. Learn to lean on your own. That way, when people die, you have learned to stand on your own. Yeah. Identify your purpose and then live it. So these are just kind of sayings that meant something to me. Rest at the end and not in the middle. So don't look at your phone or email for 2 hours after waking up, because if you do, you train your brain to be reactive instead of proactive. And I have been trying for several months not to be reactive. I'll hear those beeps go off on that phone and I'll ignore it for a while. But if I hear 3 or 4 go off, I'm like, my kids are trying to get me, so and there I am being reactive. But I think pretty much, if I do those things that I need to do in the morning, for my spiritual well-being and having peace in my heart, then, I still try not to be so reactive, but, I do ease up then. Like, if you're trying to balance exercise, and like for me, I have osteopenia. And so in order for it not to go into osteoporosis, I need to do some weight training. Well, in order to do weight training, I need to learn how to balance meals so that I can have more protein as I wait. So, I mean, once you start thinking about that, you're thinking, oh my, this is so overwhelming. You know, how can I balance my life? There's just too much. But if you put it into your weekly schedule and you're like, hey, you know, I want to be healthy and I know I need, you know, balanced meals in order to do that, then I need to spend some time, you know, 30 minutes, you know.
Yes, once you guys get out those recipes.
To learn.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, and then you find, like I found a thrift store buy, which she actually went through the trouble of posting the calories of the meals and, you know, the grocery list. Like, she did it all. She balanced the whole meal out for the whole entire day, snacks and everything included. And
wow.
She did that.
Michaela, that sounds like Michaela there. She like, please structure me.
Once she started, like, you know, balancing everything out, I'm like, she looks fantastic. She feels a lot healthier. And I tell you, I cooked a lot of her food, and she had, like, you know, for some reason I wasn't incorporating a lot of fruit into my life, but
Same. Fruit is delicious.
I know. And she came up with these smoothies, which they're not like the smoothies you buy in the store, you know. It's just fresh food. It tastes so much different. It tastes so much healthier. And you just feel like you're doing something good for your life. But anyhow, I have a couple more here that I wrote down. Intelligence is taking something difficult and making it simple. And I feel like this has really helped me out because I can put stuff in steps. You know, I can look at the seasons. Like when I want to grow healthy food year round, and I want to be able to share that healthy food. So in order to do that, I have to look at the seasons, you know, when do I prune trees, you know, and when do I, you know, add things to the soil or whenever. Each season has its work in it, so to speak. So that was very helpful. If I looked at the whole thing, like building a homestead all at once, I'm like, I can't do it. This is just too much.
And in line with that, just because you reminded me something I always tell my students, especially when you're working on something difficult or it can be overwhelming, like you said, you know, you're looking at the whole big picture and you're working your way through it. It always feels like a slog. It's a lot of new information. You're trying to work through this. Take it when it feels real overwhelming. Look back and look at everything that you have learned, because you don't feel like you've learned a lot when you're in the slog. But if you take a second and you look back and you realize, like, oh wow, I've actually learned a lot, it usually makes it a little bit easier to keep going on. Because especially when you're talking about like seasons and all this stuff, I'd be so lost if I was doing something like that. It's real easy to get stuck in the slog. Take a second, appreciate everything that you have done, because you've done a lot, you've learned a lot. But it's real easy to skip by it when you're in it, you know. You
sound like a good teacher.
Oh, thank you. I'm trying.
She does. Yep.
I start lectures on Thursday.
If you don't feel like you're accomplishing anything, that could be very discouraging. But you know, it's those baby steps. You know, you're taking things each day, no matter if it's 2 minutes. You know, I'm going to take 2 minutes today to read about this topic that I need to know. And then I'm just going to meditate on that, you know, when I'm doing other chores or something. Yeah.
Here's my last tip, and I'm sure if you guys have other tips. Mine is to make sure that you tell your children and keep telling them, or youth or younger people. Younger people is the clue here. That there really is so many summers, so many winters, so many falls, so many springs. Like, let's say you don't know how long they're going to live. What if they only live 20 years? That's only 20 summers. That's only 20 winters of Christmas. That's only 20 that. What if you live 40 years? That's still only 40 things that you get to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's a really good way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Because you look at like, oh, you know, everybody lives to 100 years or whatever, but like nobody lives to 100 years. You know, what is the average age of living is like 70 something?
Yeah,
like,
or the lifestyle.
You only get
can't
70.
Do stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, because the closer you get to the end there, and if you look at it like 50 summers or something, like it's nothing. I think that's a really good tip.
Yeah, I kind of like us all to write down on paper at some point. What would you like to do? Let's say you only have 40 things left, 40 years. What would you want to do? I mean, it may not be more than 40 years, but you know, let's just, at a certain point, you're kind of too old to do stuff.
No, see, my dad died in his 50s, and I'm like, I'm gonna plan my life as if that's gonna happen. So I've got my list of things I want to do before I get too close up there. Top of the list, skydiving. Now I'm terrified of heights. I'm terrified of planes.
I would have done that with you.
So I have to go like now, because otherwise I'll have a heart attack because I'm gonna hate it the whole time. But darn it, if I'm not gonna go.
Yeah, I think OSU actually, don't they have skydiving classes there?
Yes, they do. I've checked into it.
If you wrap that parachute wrong, even a little bit, you die.
No, see, I'm gonna go with the company. We have some company here locally, and you can go and you're like attached to someone who's done it a bunch. And so then I don't even have to worry about, because my other fear is like, I'm scared I'm gonna jump and I'm gonna like pass out from the fear. And like,
that's me.
But like, I'll be attached to somebody else. So even if I pass out, like they can hit the parachute. It'll be good.
My fear would be to pee on myself, because like the pressure, like.
Oh, see, I've done that before. That fear is no longer a fear because it's happened, and that's my goal with skydiving. I will probably not be scared of heights anymore. The baby's running your bladder, okay? There's nothing like running a half marathon and you end up peeing yourself half the way. So the fear of peeing on myself is gone. We've lived that. Hopefully, but no, that's a good thing. No, hopefully, like the skydiving will help me not be afraid of planes anymore. But like, that's a good one. That's a good thing. Make the list. Think about it in a reference of like summers and winters and everything, because every time I do that, that really makes me realize, like, wow, you know, like, I'm in my head, I've got all this life, but if we look at it like that, like, objectively, I don't have that much life left.
Yeah,
like,
most of the time you are working. You are doing something that, so usually people only do something like something for summer, something for winter, something, you know, like because of the way the vacations are in your work schedule. So you really, that's all you get to have.
Right. And you know, I was just thinking about this same thing the other day, and I decided to look up the life expectancy of people in America and in the state I live in, and it decreased.
Really?
It did decrease. It decreased in our area to age 71, and so I'm like, I'm looking at not too many more springs. Spring's my favorite season.
With the purple tulips.
Yeah. And so, so you think about those things, and that's if you make it. Like Michaela said, you know, Dad died at 56, which is so young. But you never know when something's going to happen to someone.
Yeah.
Tragic. And but if you I'm like you, Michaela, plan for an average lifespan if possible. Don't put it all off till the end, except for skydiving.
No, I'm gonna do it, and we will whenever I do finally do it, we'll just attach photos to the end of our last video, so everyone will be aware. Hopefully I will be not passed out in the pictures, but we will see.
I'm like Katrina. I'm like, I'm afraid that...
See, but that's why you gotta face your fear. Face it. Face it head on. And then...
You go, girl.
I figure like, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So like I will either die or come out stronger. I've got two.
Okay. Well, thank you, ladies, for showing up today. Do you guys have any other tips?
I'm good.
I don't know. I was just looking at my little.
Can do a part 2 later.
Yes, let's do a part 2.
Okay.
Yes.
Looking at the whole other page.
Yeah. Like. Okay. Well, I shall see you later, ladies.
Okay.
Bye.
Everybody have a wonderful week.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.